why is this interesting, or why is this worth talking about? Well, for one thing, it's kind of just interesting to think about the connections between Apocalypse Now and Blood Meridian that have like the common ancestry of Heart of Darkness, but that they each of those, the two new ones, you know, Blood Meridian and Apocalypse Now, are doing something a little bit different with some of the thematic material, the thematic source material that they have. But the other thing that I think is interesting to think about is maybe whether or not there was some kind of like conscious influence from Colonel Kurtz on the part of Cormac McCarthy whenever he wrote Blood Meridian and when he wrote The Judge. Because there's almost like, you know, for a guy that loves Heart of Darkness, I'd say there's pretty much no conceivable way that, even though he's like a big time kind of like you know, simple living Philistine type guy, I feel like there's almost no way to imagine that Cormac McCarthy didn't see Apocalypse Now, and because Heart of Darkness is obviously really important to him, that it probably didn't hit him pretty hard. And there are some of those kinds of like ideas, those kind of thematic connections that just seem like too like meaty to not really think that there could be something there. So it's interesting to think about as like an area of inquiry, and it's worth kind of like, you know, teasing out the particulars of that a little bit. But it's also kind of interesting to think about whether or not it was like a self-conscious thing on the part of Cormac McCarthy. So kind of a fun connection. I'd be curious if you've had any similar thoughts, and if so, what were they?